Well, again, just a reminder that yesterday USDA reported their weekly crop condition outlook. And, well, on the corn, they actually reduced their good to excellent rating nationwide by 3 percentage points. So it now stands at 61% good to excellent. Soybeans came down by 2 points, and it now resides at 59% good to excellent. Cotton rating, it went down 4 points. Milo condition, grain sorghum, came down by 5 percentage points. And within that, I just wanted to point out, in the plains on the Milo condition, Oklahoma dropped 17 points just last week. 17. And we had Nebraska down 11 points, South Dakota down 10, Kansas down 9 points. It was a horrible week for the grain sorghum crop last week, as it just dropped all kinds of condition ratings. Also on the cotton, Oklahoma went down 11 points in the cotton condition, and Louisiana went down 11 points too. So not a great week for that either. Let's look at our current prices. Let's go to the board and look at corn. Our quotes are from bar chart, and on the corn board, we're still 18 3/4 higher on September. 5.98 3/4 is the last trade. December now 17 higher at $6.75. On the August soybeans, we're up 31 now. September up 21 1/4, and November gaining 20 3/4 cents at 13.66 3/4. Now let's look at the wheat. And in Chicago, September 34 1/4 higher at 804 1/4, starting to gain some momentum now. It's basically about on the high of the day. September KC wheat now 32 1/2 higher at 872 1/4, just 2 ticks from its high of the day. Spring wheat trade in Minneapolis, September up 33 1/4 at 917 1/4. And the cotton market has that new crop December contract 280 points higher now at 93.86 cents per pound. So everything pretty close to the highs of the day at this point. I'm joined by none other than Mr. Ben Hushon of The Mill. He's in Whitehall, Maryland. And always good to hear from Ben about what's going on in the Mid-Atlantic region. I know earlier this spring it was like you had near ideal conditions out there. It sounds like things have headed south maybe for a while.
Good morning, Marlin. They certainly are giving us some cause for concern. Since you and I last talked last Tuesday, we've been up mid-90s, low to mid-90s every day. No rain, a couple chances of rain kind of scattered and went different ways. So, yeah, we've kind of flipped the script as we've moved in. But, wheat harvest is over. Double crop beans are planted, so those farmers are ready for rain. There are some Amish a lot of Amish in our community across the Mason-Dixon line. They're into tobacco harvest. That's begun. Of course, they're not really looking for rain. But the grain farmers, we're ready for some rain for sure.
Well, Tim Ross's radar map here shows that there is a bunch to the south and west toward the Ohio River Valley, but it sounds like it's possible it may stay to the south. We'll see if we can blow it up that direction a little bit. I understand you're working on, well, for one thing, the corn is pollinating there, and you're also working on tobacco there?
Yes, Marlin, as I mentioned, the Amish in the community are growing a lot of tobacco, and they have harvest began late last week, and then we've talked a couple of times about the windstorm that came through. Pollination is pretty far along or pretty much done on the early planted corn. Now the bulk, kind of that middle 50% of the corn, is either partially done tasseling. And Marlin, as you know, when we get corn tassel time, we need 0.2 of an inch of rain per day for about the next 2 to 3 weeks for grain fill. Now, obviously, most of that is already in the ground. We're not seeing corn stress yet, but I can tell you the farmers are. Extreme heat like we've had causes problems with pollination, and it's time for a good 0.5 inch to an inch of rain. Send it up, Tim. Send it up.
So what kind of high temperatures are you talking right now?
We were 95 Saturday, Sunday, and we've eased back off a little bit yesterday, and this week looks like we're going to be back in the mid-80s. But there's going to be some signs. You're going to be able to husk an ear back at harvest and see in the middle of it or the tip of it that didn't quite pollinate, and you're going to say, it probably happened during that week of 95-degree weather that we just finished up with.
It'll do it. Well, Ben, thanks for the update. Always glad to hear from you. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland. We'll pause here. We'll come back in a moment, and I'll get you updated on our livestock trade next.